How many clients a day should you book? We actually talked about this earlier, and it's a perfect subject because it's important for you as a nail professional. We're going to get into the details right now on the Biz Talk. Trying to change up the intro a little bit.
All I heard was this watch.
This watch. I have, as I talk about on a Twitch stream always. I have two impressions that I can do. I can do Christopher Walken in what's the movie? Pulp Fiction. Thank you, Jorge. Thank you. And then
Deadpool. You'd be awesome in that.
In what?
Deadpool.
Who would be?
Christopher Walken.
And it's not Watkins.
What? I can't talk. You know that.
Yes.
I got my twang.
You do.
I pulled out my twang. Sorry.
Tracy has her own words.
Yes.
She has her own. Her accent can come out when it needs to, but she really has her own words that she uses.
I make up things.
I know.
And I say it confidently.
You do say it confidently. You sell it, and
Yeah.
you actually, I think it's more of a I don't care what you think. This is my word.
Yep, pretty much.
Yes.
So it's Christopher
Walkens.
I said that.
I know. That's what I'm saying. I'm agreeing with you. It's not that, but I'm just because you're so confident. I'm gonna say yes. That's what it is.
What is it really?
Christopher Walken.
I said that.
You.
Same thing.
Same thing. All right. This watch. Okay. So, how many clients a day should I book? Should I have? This is a hard question, man, because depending on like when you're starting and doing full sets, and you're probably doing a lot of full sets when you start, right? Unless you're rebooking clients, right? So, but it's different in the beginning than to when you book your full clientele.
Yeah, because you're going to take whoever you can. So some people are going to be coming to you with nails on already and just wanting fills.
Right. So let's do this first. I think we got to kind of set the stage a little and
paint us a picture.
We got to paint the picture. And in doing so, Tracy, our goal and mission is to, obviously, when you get a client, maybe you have to, let's assume that they come in with nails, but you're not going to work over those nails. So you're going to remove and reapply a new set. So you start with a full set. But the goal eventually is to be doing maintenance over time, because that impacts your scheduling. That impacts time needed to do the set. So I just want to lay that foundation down first, because some people be like, what are you talking about? I know there's some techs out there that do full sets every time.
Yeah. And
we try to, we want to make your life better and easier and encourage you to maintenance, fills, rebalance, is kind of the direction that you need to go, right? 100%. You don't need to do full sets.
That's, the one thing why I find in our OWC, I always say that Thursday is one of the most important days, because you learn how to maintain everything. And people are like, What? I'm like, because once you have established your clientele, you're rarely doing full sets, or you should rarely be doing full sets.
Right, exactly. So, because I think people, when they ask you that question, and, well, Tracy, how many sets a day did you do? The answer is shocking, because you can go, what is it, 12 to 15, 16?
Yeah, 12 to 16. Slow days, 10.
Slow day 10, right. But once you got to a full clientele, you're doing fills and maintenance, which you were booking on 30 minutes, correct?
So fills were 30.
Right.
Rebalancing was
a little bit longer.
Depends. I could do it in 30, back when I was young and
back in my day,
45,
yes.
But typically, if I knew I was snapping off or rebalancing or doing a smile line, I would book them about 45 minutes.
And then I know everybody listening is probably in the, mostly pros, but when you talk about a fill versus a rebalance, can you break that down real quick and explain it?
So typically how I describe the progression is you do a full set. Next time they come in, there's minimal growth, right? Everything's balanced. It's pretty much exactly shaped the way you want it. You're just touching up. You're adding a little pink in the back or whatever you use, clear, natural. And then just maybe shortening a tad of what they grew, and pretty much just, it's brief. Like a basic fill for me is about 15 minutes.
Wow.
So then after that, 2 to 3 weeks after that, we have a different story. Now everything's kind of getting off balance, where we want it thicker, the thinner part from the cuticle area has grown out. Where it was thicker in the middle, it's starting to go out to the free edge.
Right.
Things are, I call it weight displacement.
Right.
Now we need to bring it back. Or if it's a smile line, they don't need you to cut in the smile line after 2 weeks of doing it. It's typically about 4 weeks from when you did it. So 2 weeks they come in, basic fill. 2 weeks after that, cutting in smile lines.
Rebalance. Exactly.
Both are rebalancing to me.
So it's literally rebalancing the nail. You know, like you said, that upper arch which is the structure of the nail, your nail grows and that grows out, and now you starts to move further out, and your nail is now off balance.
Yeah.
You have to rebalance a nail. I just wanted to explain that because I didn't understand that for the longest time.
Right. No, it could be like, what's the difference?
What's the difference? Yeah. Okay. So how many, like, I know the way that, well, this is the beautiful thing about the nail industry is if you're booth renting and you have your own business, you can schedule it however the hell you want.
100%.
So that's the first thing. How did you do it, Tracey? How many clients a day were you doing? How many days a week? You know, and why did you set it up that way? And then we can talk about maybe different ways of scheduling and setting up your books, you know, for people watching.
So towards the end, I was working 3 days a week, I believe, and I was scheduling 12 to 16 a day.
Okay. And you liked that, you know, I'm going to pack them in.
I'm going to pack them in.
Yeah. And you like Tuesday, would you go 3 days in a row? Would you like 2 days and a break in one day? Or how?
No, I like my days off together.
Okay.
So I would go
Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday?
Yeah. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Wow.
Yeah. And which was hard because Thursday is actually one of the best days to get clientele.
Why?
It's before Friday and the weekend.
Oh, so people...
Yeah. But once I booked my clientele, Thursdays weren't so important to me.
Right.
But to get clientele, if you're starting out and you need clientele, Thursday. You need to be working Thursday.
Totally makes sense. So again, this is a lesson in once you build your clientele, you can start to move them around and shift them a little bit because their nails are always going to be good. You know, like after 2 weeks, 3 weeks, like they're good. By Friday, they're still good.
Yeah. And what I tried to finagle is getting the 1 week of basic fills. And then the next 2 weeks would be everybody's rebalance.
Oh my God. Get everybody on schedule like that?
I tried. You know, you can't always do it, but I tried because you got 1 week where it's pretty darn easy, or one day that is pretty darn easy. And then the next day or the next week, you're okay, I'm going to work a little longer. You know, this is going to be my 9 o'clock at night day. But, yeah, I tried to.
That's awesome.
I don't know why I did that, but that for me, I just like doing it. That
No,
way.
that's great because I that's awesome because if you have a week of it's like basic fills, you're coasting.
Yeah,
right. You're
it's
like
nice. And
then it's like okay, fine. In 2 weeks or 3 or whatever whenever the rebalances come up, if you time it and it's like majority rebalance, okay, it's gonna be grind.
Yeah,
you know,
it's gonna be a longer day.
It's gonna be a longer day, but that's fine. So you got it to a point where literally you were just doing fills and rebalances, correct?
Yeah, and rebalance sometimes is snapping off. Like if I had someone that wanted to go from a pink and white to a
nail art,
mylar. I don't want to see white underneath, so we snap off. Yeah, at that point you're basically doing a full set. But mostly, yeah, it was just restructuring and basic fills.
Yeah, maintenance. So, in terms of time, like if you're, and this is important in terms of like how many clients a day you can book. But let me ask you this. If a client, dude, this is like a puzzle, man, because if somebody's on fills,
yeah,
and then 6 weeks into it, you're like, they need a rebalance. now their time goes from 30 to 45 minutes. So like everything is like
everything shifts a little bit.
Did you have people on the 15? Were you on the 15?
I was on the 15.
Oh, so it was like, okay, look, in 2 weeks you got to be here. Like I know it's normally 2:30, but it's 2:45.
Yeah.
Or,
either way is like sometimes there was an adjustment in the evening where I just had a little bit of a gap and I would clean up, do whatever, and then my next one started at 5. But because 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, those are very wanted times.
Right, because you're after work, you just hit it and then you can go home.
But and people, what I liked about that is when it was on the 30, they were cool with it. Like that 7 o'clock is like, cool, I get to come in at 6:30 instead this week, so they're very adjustable. But yeah, you have to be a little flexible and you have to look at your books and like be on what that person's going to be getting.
Jeez. That's a lot, man.
It's a lot, but if you do it. Hello. If you do it right, it's just beneficial.
It starts to flow.
It flows, and you just know, and it's better than just twiddling your fingers at work and not having anything to do, or going, oh crap, they're a rebalance, and I'm scheduled on 30 right now.
So how, like, what would you say is a good, not your rhythm, because your rhythm is, I like that rhythm. That's probably what I would end up doing.
Yeah.
But I'm going to assume most people want to go 5 days a week. Can they, whatever. How many clients a day are you looking at then? That's like 8 to 10 clients a day, 5 days a week?
It just depends where you are in your nail game. I wasn't at that point in my nail game when I first started. I didn't even know, like, I'm learning. I don't feel could be an hour today. It could be, like I always talk about the first time that someone walked out after a backfill or a rebalance and they're like, did you know you did that in 30 minutes? You just redid their French in 30 minutes, cutting the smile line in. I'm like, no, I didn't. I had no idea at that time. So everybody was pretty much on an hour and a half. So less clients in the day.
Sure.
Once you start getting the feel of like being able to, having a full clientele is it's amazing, because you now know Habib's nails only take me this long. Sally, she has those difficult nails, and they curve down or they ski slope up, and so she's going to take 45 minutes. And you start knowing your clientele, knowing their needs, knowing their wants. Then it's easy because you know how long that's going to take you.
Right.
But when you first start, it don't work that way.
Yeah, exactly. It's all you try to get new clients and then assessing their nail beds. How long is this going to take me? What do they need? Acrylics. I mean, there's a lot that goes into it.
A lot that goes into it. So what I would say is when you're first starting, don't stress yourself out like that. If you think it's going to take you an hour, give yourself an hour and a half.
Yeah, I like that. And then it's like, okay, maybe let me work towards 5 clients a day, 5 days a week, right? Just to start. Hour and a half time slots. That puts you at that's an 8-hour day, right? 7.5 hours. So, okay, 8-hour day, 5 clients. I'm going to give myself 30 minutes in between for a little cushion, low stress, right? And then let's say you get to that point where you build up those 20. You're like, okay, I got this. Well, then now maybe work on your speed, right? Bump it up. Try to maybe you move a few people. You start to tighten up your schedule, add more clients.
Yep.
Is that kind of how that rhythm goes?
What's amazing when you have control of your schedule and your own person, your own owner, is now you have, okay, I can actually do 5 clients in 5 hours now instead of 8 hours. So now I have the option of squeezing them all together and going home and spending time with my family. But you know what? I don't like my family. So I would like to extend it and make more money. It's up to you. It's totally, and I know nail techs, seasoned nail techs that can do a lot of clients if they so desired. They do not. This is what they're scheduled. This is how many clients they want to do a week. That's the income they want to make.
Yeah.
And that's how they like to roll. Then you have people that just are suicidal, like me. And I'm just like, let's see how many we can do in a day.
Yeah. Pack them in. Did you ever, having, like if you did Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, you then had the luxury of having Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Did you ever have to
schedule.
That's an amazing schedule, actually. It's really good. Did you actually have the, what do you call it? Like if somebody, you need to reschedule them on one of your off days, would you come in? You did not? You were pretty strict
unless
to
it
it?
was very rare, unless I had a vacation and I needed to work people around, or if it was a special event, something like that. Now, don't get me wrong. I was at work more than Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. I owned the salon.
Yeah.
And if you're
I'm
not,
the owner.
no,
Just kidding.
well, if you're not in a salon
Yeah.
for almost a week, for 5 days, it's not good.
Sure.
It's not good.
Sure.
So I would go, they would always laugh, like, why are you here? I'd be paying my bills there, or cleaning the polish bottles. I could have booked people in. I know I don't want to make that a habit.
Yeah.
So it would have to be a special thing.
A really good reason.
Mm-hmm.
That's so smart. I hate to compliment you, Tracey, but it is very smart. It's really like, we know this, it's like you're there, especially like you said, in a salon, right? Yeah. Where things could get interesting, as you've told stories in the past where things have gotten interesting.
Very interesting.
But just being present, and it's important. It's important. So God, that's insane. You worked in your own salon, plus you booth rented to other techs. How many other techs were there?
There was I part-time sometimes with someone. You typically 3 full-times.
Okay.
Sometimes I would have someone that would share my desk since I wasn't there all the time, but I'm not a very good sharer.
Yeah. No, you want your own. Yeah. Tracey don't like to share. When you were a kid, you hated sharing, right? Yeah.
Still do.
Okay, so this is always what we come to in the conclusion of any like sort of analysis that we do in nails, is that there is no like one answer.
It's a yes and
a
no.
No. It's true. It's a yes and a no. But it's a, like, in the beginning, you start with a few clients. You want to get your scheduling game down. Like you said, give yourself ample time to schedule properly, to fit in. If it really depends on how long is it taking you to do your fills and your rebalancing, give yourself extra time. Book as many as you can in that time frame. Once you do, you increase your time. You start shuffling around a little bit, adding people to your schedule. Like, that's how you develop, and that's how you know how many people to like basically book in a day.
Everybody's different.
Yeah, everybody's different. I like it, Trace. I think that's good. Let us know in the comments below how you do that. How many clients a day are you taking? Do you spread it out? Do you go the suicidal Tracey method where you pack in 89 in a day? Let us know. We'd love to hear about it. And also, any ideas for future episodes, please put them in the comments below. We'd love to talk about that too. Thank you, Tracey.
Thank you.
Thank you guys so much. We'll see you next time on the Biz Talk.